Good morning. Good morning. Tuesday, February 18th. Bitcoin starting to break down. Is it going to make that move down below 91,000? Altcoins still chopping everybody out. People are so frustrated right now. Is this the opportunity that we're waiting on, or are there going to be lower prices? Everybody, let's get this retweeted out. Let's get active in the live chat. We're going to be going live on the screen here in just a moment. I'm just getting this retweeted on Twitter over on at Academy BitLab and also at Kelly Kellam. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're feeling good. We got some key signals we got to look at right now because what is crypto's next move? It is an ultimate battle between the bulls and the bears. What does it mean for what's happening in the price action right now? With that, let's go ahead and dive on into it. We're going to jump right on into it today. So let's go. How are you doing? How you feeling? I'm still coming to you live from Las Vegas. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's some lawnmowers going on outside. I hope that doesn't bother everybody. Hope you're feeling good. But the market, guys, everybody's so frustrated right now. And if you're looking at the opportunity that is present, then you can take advantage of it rather than you being taken advantage of. So let's go into it. And I appreciate you all tuning in here. I got the super basic setup with just my computer camera, no mic, just my MacBook mic. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it homegrown, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in the charts. Bear with me as I'm navigating between multiple screens here on a single monitor. As we look at what's going on right now, what is happening? Nothing has changed. Realize that nothing has changed, everybody. The price is still kind of holding this zone, which is, look at this, it's almost the exact median point of this entire range that we're seeing right in through here. That's gone all the way back here to basically we had that pump after the November election. And then once we've got it, we had that deviation up, then we came down, deviated down, then deviation up. In reality, this has just been a sideways consolidation range. Everybody's wondering right now, though, are we about to break down? Or is this actually going to hold and have the price action push up? We cannot know until this finds its resolution one direction or the other. In fact, we've had this drawn for some time. I redrew it the other day, but I'm still watching for a potential either move into this red zone here or a bigger shakeout that comes all the way down in here. And why would I still be looking at this as bullish as I am? Because we cannot forget. Let me see where this chart is. Let's see. Here we go. CME futures gap, we still have down here between $78,000 and $80,000, which would represent exactly what we were just talking about on another chart, which is that move that kind of comes down in here, fills that gap, comes back up, and then makes a move. Will that happen? Let me know in the live chat. Do you think something like that is going to take place? Let me go back over. I have to check the live chat like this because I only have one screen, but how's everybody doing? We got Uncle Tommy in here, Museum of Corruption. Who else? We got Granny's Garden, One House Productions. We got Slim Pickings right now, but that's okay. We got the True Family in the vibe. Coming back over to the charts, are we going to get that? I don't know. I think this would be a pretty big shakeout of the market if this happened. If this does happen, we're going to see prices on our alts, unfortunately, probably take a pretty big spill. And this is why it will be good to either have a way that you're mining fiat out there or having some dry powder on the side. So if you have, if you're holding Cardano, I mean, look at this starting to break down here. Look at Ondo breaking down, $1.14. Up in here, we are talking about the potential move into this zone. $1.21, and if this didn't hold, excuse me, looking at coming down in between these two lines right here, and we're kind of making that approach right now. Is this going to be a sharp V-shaped correction, or is this something deeper? Link also, I mean, holding on to this trend line that we have that comes, if we zoom out, let's actually go to the daily. There we go. All the way back here to May of 2021, and then this rejection here at March 2024. We've broken out, but we've come right back to it. Are we going to get the spill on Chainlink down into the zone back in the $15 range? I mean, in some ways, let's be honest. Let's be excited if that were to happen. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other things we want to talk about in the market that is kind of impacting what's going on. Well, first off, looking at the daily, red. We got a couple small green charts like a maker here. M&T, it looks OM right here. Not much. Dex, I mean, not much. I mean, slim pickings, right? But we also have, looking at this, look at this, it's right back at that level that we talked about the other day. In fact, if I refresh this, it'll probably drop a little bit. Yeah, $3.12 trillion. This has been between 3.12 up to about $3.25 trillion for the last month. And people are frustrated out of their minds. At the end of the day, you need to zoom out and realize that we have the most bullish case in history for where things are going. So the fact that we're getting prices coming down should be opportunity. And that opportunity could be to stack more, or that opportunity could be to sit on your hands and go do other things for a little while. Don't get shaken out in this chop, because when we're looking at what's going on, we are still exactly where we should be relative to the last two cycles. Nothing is out of context here. We're still within this zone. So what are we looking at? Dan Gambardella has been pointing to this for a while. This is very similar to what I was talking about with the price coming back into that $80,000 zone. That $80,000 zone is, where is it at? Let me find it one sec. Right here, that CME futures gap. That's all that would happen if this move happened. In fact, not only that, not only would you be filling the CME futures gap, you'd also just be coming back to retest this massive trend line that we've broken out of. So in reality, what we're seeing, we zoom in on the chart just a little bit, looking at everything going on here, nothing has changed. When we look at altcoins, they're just kind of holding on to this lack of certainty in the markets. So we just need to be patient here. When we realize this as well, check this out from Cyclops, Bitcoin bull run cycles. Duration, 9 months. Bear trap in the 6th month, 2013, duration 9 months. Bear trap in the 5th month, 2017, duration 9 months. Bear trap in the 6th month, 2021, 9 months. Bear trap in the 6th month. Where are we at right now? We are in the 6th month of what's everything's going on right now, which would be relative to what we're seeing right here, which is this next leg up everybody's waiting on. This is the part that wrecks the most people, because you're like, oh, well, maybe it is over. Most people, most retail isn't smart enough or have enough courage to buy down here. They buy when it gets all the way up here, and then they fear sell at this zone here, lose money in the market, only to see it a week, 3 weeks, a month later to absolutely rip and run away from them. And they think, man, the market's a scam. No, your lack of strategy is what the scam is. So coming on here, we also look at the bullishness here. Google exploring ways to simplify Bitcoin adoption. They are not going to be doing this without holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Know that. They're working on integrating different ways for basically Google wallets to buy, trade, and hold Bitcoin. They must have some agenda planned for how they are going to be getting exposure to Bitcoin. And I have some overwhelmingly bullish news to show you about some of the things that are being stacked in the background. So let's get through this, and we're going to get into the charts here in just a second. We have the FTX beginning repayments today. In fact, several of those accounts have already started to get the repayments, and that's about $18 billion of money getting redistributed out to creditors on FTX that have been waiting for 2 years to get their money off this, to get it redeployed back in the market, or to exit the market entirely. Again, I've said this over and over again. I do think that we are going to have the majority of that money getting redeployed into the market. The question is going to be what percentage, and then what percentage of that gets redeployed in the market is Bitcoin versus other altcoins. And if so, what altcoins will that be? Now, continuing on, this is something we need to pay attention to. Currently, 90.8% of all Bitcoin addresses are still in profit. Now, is this good or bad? A proportion of 4.5% is already at a loss. So about 4.5% is in a loss right now, while the rest remains neutral. In the past bull cycles, there were times when addresses were at a loss that reached 20% of the wallets and the addresses out there, yet the bull cycle continued. So have we reached max pain yet? This is something we need to pay attention to. Although it feels like, oh, this chop and it's got to go soon because it's where we see on the markets in February was always bullish. Well, I mean, have we reached max pain yet? Or remember, I'm not saying that this has to change or it has to be the same. We also are in a dynamically different scenario here because we have so much bullishness about not only institutions and corporations stacking, but also this the strategic Bitcoin reserve discussions, whether it be at a national or state level, but also the international Bitcoin arms race. Are people going to really get into that sell pressure? We're going to show you something here in just a second about that sell pressure might have gotten to that exhausted point, but we have to look at this on a daily basis. So let's go continue on and see what's going on. Well, let's look at this. A total of 12 states in North America states have reported holding Michael Saylor's strategy stock in their state pension funds or treasury as of the end of 2024. So we're over here talking about the strategic Bitcoin reserve, and yet there's already states that have been stacking this sort of Bitcoin proxy, getting exposure to MicroStrategy. Totaling $330 million. We have Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, all holding strategy stock in their pension funds or in their treasury. And remember, there's, I think, 32 states now in the US that have proposed or brought to the floor bills regarding the strategic Bitcoin reserve. And in fact, today, Texas is meeting on one of those bills to get that moving forward. So states stacking some sort of Bitcoin proxy. And then you see other things like this. JP Morgan increasing crypto ETF holdings by more than 30%. And remember, Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan were just completely shit talking Bitcoin for years. And yet here they are increasing their Bitcoin holdings in the ETF. And it's not just JP Morgan. What else do we have? JP Morgan included Bitcoin in their widely read quarterly guide to ETFs. So now this push to their customer base, pushing forward information about these Bitcoin products. Banks will be a major catalyst for this space in terms of getting the word out to their consumer base regarding Bitcoin. So it's only just beginning right now. This chop is a godsend that the market isn't just running away. It's still providing a wonderful price level, even if we dropped a little from here. Considering where this market is going, this is an incredible opportunity for those that can be patient and not chop this stuff out. In fact, if we come back over here, I actually shared this earlier. It's kind of funny, but this is kind of the sentiment of the market right now. This right here, Bitcoin, crypto, bull or bear market. The sentiment this cycle is definitely one of perplexion. Bull market with bear market vibes. So we have a bear here with the horns. I put this in through Grok here on X to get this picture. And so I'm calling this the bull bear market because it's kind of both. If you look at Bitcoin, we are in an incredible bull market. Just not forget this incredible price action we've had. The problem is everybody, the majority, a lot of people have been stacking into alts. And unfortunately, most people were not stacking over here. They stacked here and then it dropped and there's a lot of people sold. But then they buy again here when it's back up. And then it's we got to stop buying tops and start buying bottoms. And if you do buy this local top, add to positions when the market drops away. When you're this early at this point in a bull market cycle, when you do get these consolidative sort of drops in price action, so you can lower your average entry. Fortunately, most people get hyped here to buy, and then they're frustrated here. They get bored or they get chopped out, so they get out, and then they see it run away again, so they try again, and they lose more money over and over again. This is where this sort of bearish sentiment is coming from in the market. In fact, we have the most bullish runway ahead of us, and people are frustrated. I mean, I even find myself being frustrated sometimes, and I think that's partly because I'm, involved with doing content creation on a daily basis. So and dealing with not only the Twitter, but also YouTube and, interactions with different people within the community. There's a lot of frustrated people out there right now. Remember, those frustrated, super bearish moments tend to be the best buying opportunities. So coming back over to seeing this, pushing information out, what else do we got? We also see Union Bank of Switzerland, UBS, has bought $1.2 billion worth of MicroStrategy here at an average price of $289 per stock. But JP Morgan buying, UBS buying, and this is a major, you guys don't understand how major UBS is. This is a major financial institution. And we can see that right here. There's a very strong group of shareholders who added more than 1 million shares of master holdings in Q4. So it was JP Morgan, right? We see UBS, but also Cantor Fitzgerald. Remember that the CEO I think now it will be the ex-CEO, Cantor Fitzgerald, Howard Lutnick, is also the one that's working in the Trump's administration to build the sovereign wealth fund here in the U.S. And they just got huge allocation, more of, I think it was almost $1 billion worth of MicroStrategy. Clear Street Derivatives, Bank of Montreal, Norges Bank, I think it's Norway, National Bank of Canada, BlackRock. I mean, massive allocations are coming here. Institutions are stacking, whales are stacking, yet all of this retail say, how do these people that get rich ever do it? Well, all we need to do is follow the whales. If they're buying in times when everybody else is scared, don't listen to everybody else that's scared. Adjust your time horizon and follow the big money. Allocate within allocate allocate within a certain amount that doesn't make you uncomfortable, and adjust your time horizon and realize this is moving quicker than you realize. It's just we get impatient and want it to move now. This market it's just getting started. We already talked about that. I don't know. I had that twice. But then here's the kicker. We've been talking about the global money supply, but the American and Chinese money printers are starting to, I mean, the liquidity in the markets, Chinese money supply here just ticking, ticking, ticking up. The US money supply ticking, ticking, ticking up. And yet the price is just setting up currently in this bit of a bull flag here. This is so bullish. It is so bullish seeing this. It does lead me to believe, as bullish as it is, we've had so many fake outs in this market. Come on. That because of the bullishness, I can see the trap that could take place, which would be to come down, wash people out before we go. Now, I hope that doesn't happen because it will decimate the sentiment in the community. But if we can hold this region where this orange bar is right here, that would be the best. If we do come down in here, then this would be the best for those who want to add to positions or lower average entries or take the last opportunity. So it all depends on what your strategy here is. But you can't be mad at what the market does because the market's going to do what it's going to do. But seeing all these institutions stacking in major ways, and we're frustrated with the market right now, follow the big money. Let me come over here and see what you guys are saying, because I don't have my two screens, so I can't see both. We got Quarter Crawler, Veteran Crypto, Overcome, Eddie's Average, Bad Fox. How's everybody doing? Neil McCart. I mean, we're here on a daily basis, everybody. And then our good old girl, Ondo, look at this, is making that drop down into the $1.14. Are we going to get an opportunity down here at $1.09 or even below down here at 87 cents? I mean, this would suck if you don't understand where this market is going. If you don't understand Ondo is tied in with BlackRock and Wisdom Tree and McKinsey, MasterCard. I mean, for any of you that watched or paid attention to anything that was going on with the Ondo Summit they did a couple weeks ago, this would be incredible opportunity. You know, I stacked in a great amount up in here, knowing that this very well could drop because my time horizon is still for many months out for when I would want to take profit. And understanding what they're building means that if this does drop, I will just add to my position, just much like we're seeing on Bitcoin. Let's not get chopped out by this sentiment we're feeling in the market right now. The money is ticking up. Big money is buying. And us retail little shrimps and peons and algae here in the swimming with sharks and whales, let's follow their lead, not our emotional lead. Because then we see this chart. February Bitcoin sell-off is nearly over, potentially. I have to say potentially, because we have no idea what's going to take place. And in this case, what are we seeing? Short-term holder profit loss to exchanges. This is starting to diminish. This is how much, this is loss right here. A little bit smaller loss, a little bit smaller loss, a little bit smaller loss. Are the people selling, especially with the short-term holders, that selling pressure might be getting exhausted. So let's see how that plays out. And then, of course, we see the gamblers have built the largest Ethereum short position in history. Now, you might say that this is very bearish. I see this and I'm bullish on this. I'm bullish on this because when you get these massive sell positions or massive, like out of context buy, you know, basically the open interest, one direction or the other, the max pain tends to be to devastate this type of setup in the market. So although this shows that we have this massive short, $11.3 billion in shorts on ETH right now. You know, this is as of yesterday, I believe. Yeah, or this morning. Crazy. This is crazy. But then you look at ETH and you realize that there's been a bullish divergence that is a year and a half long building. The reckoning will melt faces. This is what I'm talking about when everybody's going short, but you also have a year and a half bullish divergence of the RSI, higher lows here, much lower lows on the price action here. And this is the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart too, mind you. So it's more impactful to me than looking at the ETH to US dollar chart. This is suggesting, I think something's happening. And this is all in the face of right now, when there's so much bearish speculation, sentiment, vibe, fear, discussion, press coverage going on with Solana right now, because everything going on with that Libra meme coin, following just the never-ending rug pulls that we're seeing, from the pumped up fund, Solana meme coins deployed. But in addition to all that, you also have, I can't remember, it was like huge amount of Solana that were potentially getting sold from or getting deployed back onto the market from the FTX disbursements. So there's a lot just going on here. But is Solana dead? No, I don't think so. There's probably some, I think there's people taking advantage of the negative coverage right now. So there's selling out. But all we're seeing here is the price action coming back into this zone right here, the golden pocket. Look at this. We've had this target here. I don't remember when we put it, but it's been some time. This target here, price is up here. We talked about potentially coming back to the golden pocket, and this is exactly where we've done. The question is going to be, do we get this next target down here at $128, $130? We'll have to see. But if the market does take a bigger spill, if Bitcoin has this spill that comes down into the zone that we marked here, anywhere below, I would say $85,000, then I think on Solana and many of the other coins, those lower targets that we're looking at will likely get hit. But is this over? I mean, you have to remember on Solana, for those of you that haven't been paying attention, this made a move. I mean, look at this. From this zone all the way to the top, about a 36x. So is it over for Solana, or is this just a much needed cool off from the, massive speculative push all the way up into the zone? Coming back and resetting. Even if we came down a bit lower, it wouldn't be the end of the world, in my opinion. Now, as it looks right now on the weekly, this is very bearish, and just the very quick look at all the different signals that we're seeing here: bearish, bearish, neutral, neutral, bearish, bearish. We have massive bearish divergence that came in here. What am I talking about? The momentum waves. Also, the RSI. See that? Let me make this a bit brighter. Bearish divergence on RSI, bearish divergence on stochastics. There's red lines right here, automatically printing, showing the bearish divergence on the momentum waves. VWAP angled sharply to the downside. Money flows coming down. So there are signs and signals that we may have a bit more bleeding to do. But what does it look like if we get a little bit smaller time frame? 12-hour time frame. Currently, it really just looks like we're testing this trend line from rejection, all these resistance levels, support. So currently we're kind of on the, I don't want to say the last legs, but the sort of final bullish sort of call for a potential bounce on the golden pocket on this trend line. If we do lose this, again, it's not the end of the world, but I would be watching for a move, probably at least down to about the $145 level, if not down to this 127. So again, I don't think it's the end of the world, everybody. I think we're getting in this max frustration stage in the market. We have the bullish divergence on ETH. Let's actually look at ETH real quick. I mean, just absolute, just melting people's faces to the downside, guys. All the way back here since August 2022, just bleeding to the downside, accelerating to the downside. But look at these bullish divergences all the way back here, October 2023, August 2024, all the way to where we're at now. In my opinion, we're getting into this max frustration part in the market. And why do I say that? Because when we're looking at everything going on right now in the market, there's so much speculative hype and excitement and hope because of all the new administration, the new, you know, Gary Gensler gone, Trump, Howard Lutnick, everything that they're doing, new commissioner of the SEC, new commissioner, Treasury Secretary. Everybody's on this sort of like bullishness or lack of suppressiveness that we've seen in the last administration. So everybody was just expecting this just to moonshot, and so people are getting frustrated that it's not. In reality, the big money players out there, they know what's coming. They're setting up all the different things. I mean, you have everything from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Grayscale to Bitwise to BlackRock to Fidelity to ARK Invest with these ETFs. Ondo Finance is tying in everything to basically tokenize Web2, Chainlink, integrating everything on the world with their deployment coming this year with Swift and DTCC, doing trillions of dollars of volume a day, quadrillions of dollars of volume a year between Swift and DTCC, tokenizing things through Chainlink. What is coming? I don't think we realize. We're just expecting it now because it's not happening in this moment. People are getting frustrated. Guys, when this starts to really get moving, I think people are going to be frustrated with themselves for being so frustrated right now in this very short amount of time. Remember, Trump's been in office for almost a month. The new administration, whether or not you like him, realize this. The new administration is getting the stage set for what the regulatory clarity is going to be, what the support, what the integrations are going to be, strategic Bitcoin reserves, digital asset stockpile, what that means on an international level as these things start going. We have Abu Dhabi that just announced that they're, already been stacking Bitcoin into their sovereign wealth fund. And we're frustrated right now. We just saw Google is working towards Bitcoin integrations with wallets and buying and trading. Amazon hasn't announced that they're holding Bitcoin yet. Google, Meta, we I could not be more bullish while also being so frustrated with myself for being frustrated that this isn't running away yet. But this is why we do this. This has almost become like a PTSD group with all these different crypto YouTubers on here. Everybody's saying, what's going to happen? Hey, just be patient. Let's find the utility projects that we really think are going to have the biggest chance of having massive integrations and implementations and utility that are going to be deployed and utilized within the space with major players. And I think that's where the max growth is going to come from. Everybody got so distracted with just win these things with meme coins and all this nonsense because they want the max growth in this moment, just to know that 99% of those people are getting extracted from. And just, by the way, so why are we dumping 24/7? I mean, are we dumping or are we in a consolidative range? Who said that? Why are we dumping 24/7? Higher sense? We're not. Zoom out on the chart. Realize, let's go back to the charts. Zooming out on the charts, we see where's Bitcoin? We're not dumping. Let's turn off all the lines and signals. Look at this. Stair step up, stair step up. Stair step kind of flat here, but stair step up. Stair step, pretty big consolidation. Massive move up. See this 7-month consolidation, and then from here, from that low, that is a 121% move from this low. So what do you mean we're dumping 24/7? We're not. We're being impatient 24/7. Look at this. If this was a 4-hour chart, if this right here was a 4-hour chart, you wouldn't go, "Oh my God, it's so frustrating." No. We are in a major market now, multi-trillion-dollar market in the total market cap of crypto. So it takes a little bit more time to move sometimes, especially when we're on the cusp of mass integration, mass adoption, and mass deployment of all these things in the space. So is this dumping 24/7 or are we being impatient? Now, again, if we're just looking at this as it stands, this does look a bit like an M formation, right? So although this does, it's a bull flag. Well, there are signs and signals, which is why we have to watch for a potential washout because the macro is so bullish. Now, will this happen again? I'm putting this at about I'd say 35%. It's kind of going up a little bit. When we get some sort of announcement on what the schedule is going to be for a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the U.S., if Texas finally approves the strategic Bitcoin reserve, if other countries announce what they're going to do with stacking, all of this can flip on a dime. I mean, think about what we just talked about. Look at this massive, this is where everybody thought the market was over. And then in a moment, boom, push up, reset a touch. And then even from this point right here, that is a 84% move. $49,000 move to the upside. Let's see how many days that was. Boom. In 100 days. If you do just to this point right here, that is 45 days made a $41,000 move. So what do you mean we're dumping 24/7? We're not. We're in a little bit of a corrective environment because in bull markets, what you will always want to see is not this, because then it does this. You want to see a push up, consolidation, low sell off. Okay, find some support, push up, little consolidation, a little bit of sell off. Cool. Push. You're building what I call the stairway to heaven. So let's not get so beside ourselves. Now, coming back, we also see Cardano, Bitcoin DeFi on Cardano coming here very soon. Integrations with what they're doing with the Lace wallet, being able to utilize some of the DeFi within Bitcoin, utilizing Cardano as well. This is massive. And Cardano, everybody's like, well, why isn't it moving up? I mean, we're getting massive deployments and new integrations with what they can do. And yet price is still sitting here at 74 cents. If you're very bullish on Cardano, or you were up here, why would you not be right here when this is currently, we can actually change some of these lines because this is, let's go ahead and boom. Got a bit of a channel, larger channel here now. It's a bit of a falling wedge. Boom, delete that. It's kind of ugly. Let's go right here. No alarm there. That's on the 3-day. Let's get to the 12-hour. Okay. There we go. So we're just watching what happens here. All bearishness here on the 12-hour, except for one that was neutral, the stochastics. The momentum wave was coming up, but it's starting to round back out. We have negative money flow, the VWAP's angle to the downside. But realize bullishness is coming. They just announced, a broader IOHK and Cardano government, giving everybody more of a voice within the ecosystem. They're integrating with Bitcoin. They're on the crypto, having talks with Charles, being on the crypto committee or digital asset committee with the new administration. And price is sitting here in this consolidated level and we're frustrated. I'd just be looking for an opportunity here at about 67, 68 cents, potentially down here 62. And if it drops down in this zone, down in here, if you're bullish on Cardano up here, you should be hyper bullish on the opportunity if you come down back into this level. Link, God, I'm so bullish on Link. And the fact that Link is just hovering on this multi-year resistance, now potentially support trend line. If this drops into the zone, I'll be jumping for joy. Ondo and Link are my two biggest altcoin holdings. Does it make me mad that it drops down in here? No, because this will probably take place over a couple days into a couple weeks. And this means that I'm still going to have time to DCA in and lower my average entry. Constellation DAG. I did a post yesterday. Let me come over here. And it's, so bullish on Constellation DAG. And it's this right here. Dagnum PI, Crypto Bros. Oh my God, a random drone company might be linked to Hedera, HBAR. 1 million views. For whatever reason, people are not, the retail environment, they're not deeply aware about Constellation DAG. Now, cool. Every major U.S. airline already uses Constellation DAG and has had a DoD contract since 2019. And then what else we got? We got Constellation, decentralized network and blockchain ecosystem, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Constellation DAG has successfully secured working relationship with U.S. Transcom, Air Mobility Command, AMC's 618th Air Operations Center, and Representative Civil Reserve Air Fleet, and among many other things. They also have Panasonic that is going to be deploying their blockchain on Constellation DAG. So I said market cap shows this is among the best opportunities in crypto right now. Look at where the development and major partnerships are before the wide retail awareness is there. You will be early, much more upside as possible. Because we come back over here and we look at DAG. Let's do DIG. Here you go. Number 294 market cap right now, 144 million. The world is not paying attention to this right now. And yet they're in meetings also right over the last 2 weeks with Bo Hines, with IOHK and Aptos and all those different top level projects that are discussing things with the US uh, administration, the new government administration, with the digital asset councils and all this kind of stuff. And they already have working DoD contracts. Gives them, I don't want to say a leg up, but I think there's some major things coming to this and people just aren't paying attention. So rather than buy the top of something, I look at that and I go, okay, this had a pretty large speculative push this last cycle that came all the way up here to just under 50 cents. And we're sitting right now at about, what is this, about 4.9 cents right now? And it's just setting up this. Oh, guys, I'm so bullish on some of these projects that people just aren't paying attention to. Render also has been bleeding, and Render I still think has got a bright future ahead of it. Now, I let the BitLab community know I took some. I basically sold out somewhere in this region over here because I saw the focus going risk off in the market. So I concentrated into utility tokens. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get back into this. But there's been a big shakeup with everything going on in the AI world because of DeepSeek and among other things as well. But the risk-off mentality is kind of coming into the market. And so now there's a much better opportunity. Like even from where this is right there, that is, 31% drop. Now, is it dead? No. I think Render has an incredible future, but now it's a better buying opportunity at these levels. And then we see Aave, also kind of one of those institutional dubbed players. We got World Liberty Finance and many other major players out there that have been stacking into things like Aave, kind of a legacy DeFi play that's out there. This currently is holding up decently, better than some of the other tokens. But if this does drop, we may be getting a better opportunity right down here, about 215. Come up somewhere in this zone here. What else we see? Injective, another one I want to get back into, but I, saw the writing on the walls in the charts, and the market has been dropping since. So right move. It's dropped a lot more than the things I moved it into Ondo, into Chainlink, into so on and so forth. But guys, right now is just a bit of a patience game. So it's okay. And Wolf of All Streets agrees. Says, unpopular opinion, looking at the altcoin charts right now is a complete waste of time. In a bullish market, charts matter, momentum breakout setups, but in chop or downtrends, most setups fail, no matter how perfect they look. That's just what I've been talking about. He's saying it in other words. These fake outs in whatever direction the patterns are showing for altcoins. Trying to find that one that works is like digging for gold in a landfill. Just wait until the market starts to have a bit of the reversal and that like bullish substance comes in, not just the attempted move to try and trap people in and out of this market. But guys, we might feel frustrated in some regards, but we have the most bullish setup in history for when we consider what's going on in the market, the underpinnings of what is happening, the discussions on government bodies about cryptos and digital assets and integrations. And let's just be patient here. Elfin, I guess how you say it. I'm patient and remain hopeful. Just wondering why since December we're being told daily that the banana zone was right here and here and here. Seems to be moving altcoin phase. Well, the deal is, it is right here. When we zoom out here in 2 years from now, this will be probably a multi-week difference. But in the regional time zone of where we're at, I still think we're going to get a decent alt market. I don't think it's going to be like the last seasons, though. I don't think it's going to be like the last cycles because there's kind of like these, I don't want to say fractured, but somewhat differentiated niches within the market. And I think because major players are coming into the market now, I think a lot of retail has gotten swindled and sidelined their liquidity and capital in all this meme bullshit. Unfortunately, that's just the case. I think a lot of that, it's never going to go away, but I do think utility is going to be becoming the dominant trend here in the near future. And I think the big money players that are out there are also, that are going to really move the market, are going to be focused in those areas like Chainlink, like, even things like Avalanche and Near and these big players. I'm holding though. This chat is the perfect support group. Hey, well, I love you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Let's see who I gotta go make sure I go over here. I gotta send you guys. How do I go to right here? I gotta send you guys over to the blockchain basement. But I really do appreciate and love each and every one of you. I hope you guys keep your heads up because at the end of the day, we are right there. It just doesn't feel like it because we're staring at 15-minute charts. But let's see. Every single one of you in the live chat right now, let me know. Are you bullish or bearish for price action by the end of this week? Are we going to be above where we're at right now? Are we moving further down? How you doing, Ninja Fourth? Always love your name. Hope you're doing well. But guys, again, I'm still bullish, but I'm preparing for opportunities if the price does pull back a little bit to the downside, because I'm bullish. I wouldn't be looking for opportunities if it drops if I wasn't bullish on where this is going in the very near future. We're just kind of waiting on some of these things clarified by the government, what's going to happen there, and the never-ending every week change to government policy or tariffs and all this, which I think are going to be great in the long run, have caused uncertainty in the markets. But when we look at things, guys, let's go. I mean, let's take advantage of the prices before they run away. With that, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you. Shout out to every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios, muchachos.